Back to the green here with you. 5th ranked LSU's in conference play. About 3 weeks remaining in SEC play. And Kim Mulkey going with 2 freshmen this afternoon.
For the second time against Texas, but she cannot percentage the efficiency, shooting 57%.
Knocking down both free. Sophomore looking for a little crease over, kicks out to Williams, and Mikaylah Williams knocks down the Whitaker tried to do the same, couldn't go, and LSU has numbers out in transition, and the easy find from Rashard. Getting this grand opportunity here in the SEC. Out in transition. Nice Euro step, and Coulibaly gets her own rebound, puts it back. More playing time as she's moved into the starting lineup in SEC play. Tough inside for ZaKiyah Johnson, and that's just the strength and determination that you see from the freshman. It can happen for certain, and of course the SEC tournament coming up starting March 4th, and just through the hands of Grace Knox, and LSU turns it up.
We were shoot around last night. Kim Mulkey was talking about with her team, when the ball is on the wing, everybody flood ball side. 14, felt like she was forcing some shots. Using her stop and go in transition makes her so dangerous.
Mikaylah, the organization's namesake, who was the former NC State head coach, women's basketball coach for 34 seasons, as a dish from Malaysia with breast cancer. More than 2 decades.
Well, Bob Starkey said, we have made great strides in the battle against breast cancer, but we are also far from the total victory.
All cancers affecting women. For more information, you can look up the K-Yao Cancer Fund.
Against Alabama, and getting contributions from everybody. There have been 8 different players for LSU that have been moved into the starting.
Like Auburn, who tends to keep their opponents below their scoring average. Carolyn, I go back to the point of
LSU tough, and you want to try to keep them out of the paint. If you can keep them out of the paint, make them take contested.
Mikaylah Williams transition 3, no. ZaKiyah Johnson pulling up to get that rebound. And line, the freshman out of Shelbyville, Kentucky. 5-star recruit, great player of the year.
She has just great toughness, and I love how she is so quick off the floor.
A nice find there on the floor for Auburn, the tallest player, Coulibaly, the junior out of Montreal, 6'3", stands the tallest. Close out, not in Thompson. Wisely gets it back to Rashard, the point guard, and that one zipped across the court. Johnson takes a dribble in.
If you ain't got your...
Man, listen. LSU didn't just beat Auburn. LSU erased Auburn. Final score, 77-44. And the crazy part? Auburn scored 6 points in the first quarter. That's not a slow start. That's a whole offensive emergency.
Down this game because LSU likes to get out and run.
Well, I think first of all, offensively, you need to try to make LSU.
Grace Knox, ZaKiyah Johnson.
See, this is a good defensive possession for Auburn. You're down into 8, 7, 6 seconds.
Great find at the end there from Williams.
Baton Rouge, and she said that's what she wants people to see in her, because she said she was one of those kids that didn't think she might.
Challenges that his team has faced offensively, a number of woes, but he says one thing that is not done is it doesn't dictate their attitude. They still...
You got Tony Morgan and Rory Harmon. I mean, that in itself. Now, yeah, you're going to have Claire Strack. She's going to go inside. Then it highlights what those guards can do.
And you know, Kim Mulkey loves to play inside out, and great find in the paint for Amiya Joyner, who it was Harissoum Coulibaly. Coming over to Auburn, Alabama, to play with the Tigers. And there's Bella Hines once more, because she does
season at South Carolina.
Amiya Joyner goes to the floor. Jump ball.
And you cannot turn the ball over. Right now, Auburn, they have 7, and we're halfway through the second quarter.
And here's the key component there. Of those 7 turnovers, they've not been able to cap
to the NCAA tournament. Had to go against South Carolina. So he knew what he was getting himself into.
And nice and pretty. That's just about double her season average. So Richardson is stepping up. For her shot, she's been aggressive offensively.
LSU's defense?
Johnson finds
Phew.
Koval.
That wasn't defense. That was a locksmith. Auburn shot 25% for the game. And in the first half, they went 5 for 30 and 0 for 14 from 3. 0. Like, congrats on the cardio, y'all. LSU said, oh, y'all wanted rhythm? Denied.
And right now the clog is paint. They need one of these outside shots to fall, and they got to take care of the basketball.
Off the steal in transition. No on the fast break layup for Coulibaly. Kicks it in the corner.
But you see the ball is being passed around the perimeter.
We didn't see more of that.
Well, I think that in the first half, Auburn settled for way too many three-point shots. They were 0 for 14 from 3.
An SEC play with 18 points, 7 rebounds in that loss to Florida Thursday. 2 SEC wins. ZaKiyah Johnson's on fire. She keeps on going.
Well, in the vertical, did you see that little hang time?
4 of 7 from the floor for ZaKiyah Johnson. Well off the mark there. Mikaylah Williams is fouled. Coulibaly had it stripped on the way up. That they knocked off since that time was that win over Alabama. That one rattles in for
taking over this Auburn program. He only had about 30 days in recruiting, and an interesting thing that he said is not every kid wants to play in the SEC. Come here to play.
As you're looking at areas of win, the top scoring team in the nation right now, they've got 45 points, just more than halfway.
Because they got to play Texas A&M, Missouri, Georgia, and Arkansas.
Before, been really impressed with the way that she is both played and led this Tiger team.
When you got under ebbs and flows, she didn't play very much her freshman year, so running through those mistakes in the
Mikaylah Williams nicked a piece of that one. Duhan almost came away with a steal. ZaKiyah Johnson full steam ahead, and she's rewarded with. Mikaylah Coulibaly tracks it down. 5 to go on the shot clock.
And then LSU hit them with a 10-0 run that lasted almost 8 minutes. 8 minutes? That's not a run, that's a power outage. And let's talk size, because Auburn was getting moved around like furniture. LSU won the boards 54-30. 54. And controlled the paint 34-24. Translation? LSU said, "This is our living room."
Good take there, just couldn't finish for Lay. So, super dope.
Well, and where women's basketball is right now, it's great.
Who's a junior? They're the upperclassmen, the leaders of this bunch. And she was queen of the mid-range.
Oh,
nobody did it better. And I know Madison Booker has got a lot of love, but let's give some love right here. We're coming here to the States.
Yeah, she got moved into the starting lineup in the SEC season, and Larry Vickers talked about he didn't want to. Vickers been talking about Coulibaly not starting her until SEC play. Wanted to really work her in.
36 leading all the Power 4 conferences. Only, Carolyn, 4 teams outside that net top 35. Which makes it all the more difficult, right? Like, we're still 4-point ball game earlier in the year against
Lost.
stolen away. The Tigers capitalize. Caitlin Duhan gets the of the third. Great feed and find from Amiya Joyner to her post buddy, Grace Knox.
That was a good.
Soleil, who came in as an all-rookie selection out of the CAA a season ago from Towson. Deflected by Coulibaly, runs into the table. Flau'jae gets it, drops it off, nice dime. Fading away, tough shot for Coulibaly.
It's real interesting in the SEC.
Well, the Lady Vols will host Missouri and Texas next
Of Aaliyah Chavez,
Right.
who can look when she gets out of the car, she is open. But another point guard, point shooter, and her versatility has helped the Commodores.
That one bounces down. Flau'jae, Bella Hides, Grace Knox, Vine Burridge, who has the ball in her hand, launches it from three, connects from three.
Her assignment is dribbling the basketball. She's always like planning little chess of when my opportunity is to take it.
Another successful challenge and coming out of the time. Burridge, who already knocked down the three, finds Bella Hines. Good ball movement, open look. Flau'jae can't hit. Flau'jae again puts it right there in the hand. Grace Knox comes up with it, running the floor as Amiya Joyner and thrown over the head of Amiya Joyner. One that really stick out in my mind. You know, it used to be where, you know, you had the frogs, but well, I can't say that.
That same height.
No. Just reminded, SEC basketball just doesn't let up, right? There's Georgia, Missouri coming up on the air.
Let me tell you that Alabama, Texas A&M. Texas A&M had a really good scout on.
One of those names in consideration for Defensive Player of the Year.
Against some of the top talent in the country.
And that's why it's going to be so important. It's a double bye in the SEC tournament, so they give themselves a little extra rest, one extra day of rest.
Had a strawberry cream on the inside.
Okay.
I'm salivating, thinking for that.
Tough shot by Coulibaly. Bella Hines, no. Kate Koval will get a cup body for Kim Mulkey. Well, gymnastics takes over the SEC network every Friday. Kentucky, the 7th ranked Tigers out of Como, and then for school. And she did a wonderful floor exercise, giving a nice little shout out to Alpha Kappa Alpha. So the PMAG for all to.
Now shout out to the work. ZaKiyah Johnson with 16, setting the tone. Mikaylah Williams had 12, smooth. Flau'jae gave you 10 points, 7 boards, 4 assists, doing everything but selling concessions. And Amiya Joyner, double-double, 10 and 10, big minutes. All right, be honest. Was LSU defense elite, or was Auburn just ice cold? Drop your player of the game and hit subscribe.